Quite often we ask you for tea in your subdivision, tea in your neighborhood,
Oh,
and you haven't had
you
any,
love it.
and you haven't had tea lately. And I don't
No.
think I don't think I've shared my tea. Let's do a show
Share
of hands. Let's do a show of hands, or
it.
show in the comments. Who
Who wants
ha-
to hear it?
who has had multiple SWAT team members point their AR at you in the middle of the night in your own backyard in the last 7 to 10 days? Anybody? Anybody had a SWAT team show up in your backyard? 7 to 10 police cars with the lights flashing out front. Fort Worth SWAT walking up your driveway in ammo, bulletproof vest, and riot bulletproof shields as they're walking towards you. Has that happened to anybody recently? I guess I'm the only one. I guess I'm the only one.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's a little crazy. When you told me, I was like, my jaw was on the floor. Crazy.
I'm surprised I didn't need new underwear.
I mean, yes.
Um, so with my undiagnosed ADHD, right? I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of. I'm just gonna say rituals. I have to do things in order. I have to have a set schedule for everything. If not, my brain gets fried.
Yeah.
So, like every night, the dogs get fed at 9 o'clock at night. Okay, every night they go outside to do their business before dinner. Then they go. Then they come back in and they eat dinner. Then they come right back out. And then like a half hour later, I'll do meds for everybody. And then Danny and I will come back out for about a half hour or so. Generally, it's pushing about 10 o'clock when we do that. So the other night, about 10 o'clock, we're sitting out here. I'm on my phone, going through TikTok and Instagram. Got my earbuds in, not paying attention to the world around me. I did see a car pull up out in the street, but I didn't think anything about it. It's a busy street.
Yeah.
And as I'm sitting here on my phone, scrolling, smoking cigarettes and drinking Topo Chico and just chilling, trying to disassociate because my feet are on fire, I hear
Mm.
twigs snapping up over in this general area. And I'm like, what are the steer doing up here this late at night? And what are they doing moving at night? They never move at night.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. It's crazy. Just ignore it. And about 10 seconds later, I heard it again, but it was significantly closer. It had moved down the fence line that's behind me. I'm not sure if you can see the fence line behind me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's weird. I cannot believe they're moving this late at night. And then I heard it again, and it was a lot closer, almost
Yeah.
directly behind me. And so I'm like, this is nuts. And so me being me, phone in one hand, cigarette in the other, I turn around, and just behind me, because our fence stops before it hits the ranch fence. There's like 10 feet of space back there.
Yeah.
In that space, I see two individuals all blacked out with headgear on, right? And by this time, all these cop cars are showing up out front. So red lights, blue lights, white lights, all flashing. And I can read SWAT on the front of their bulletproof vest because of the lights bouncing off of it.
That's
And and
crazy. I would freak out.
their ARs are pointed at me.
Nope. Heart attack, panic attack, all
So
the things.
seriously, I've got my hands up. I've got
Yeah.
Instagram reels rolling on my phone over here. I've got a cigarette over here. I stand up slow and I turn around and I'm like, just so you know, I have two dogs inside this fence with me, and one of them is highly aggressive.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? And at that point, I'm facing this way, and I hear from over here, "Come this way." I'm like, shit. Okay. And I turn around. I don't want to turn around because they got guns pointed at me, right? I don't want to take my eyes off it. I turn around and there's, I don't know, 7 to 10, but these guys are in brown uniforms and brown gear and brown shields and brown helmets and everything. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to, and I'm like being very explicit every move I make. I still got Instagram
Yeah.
still rolling in my hand up here, right? So it's
Yeah.
still here.
The raccoons playing just a loop and over and over.
I'm in like basketball shorts that are 4 sizes too big. I've got an old T-shirt with the arms cut off of it, a sleep shirt, right? And I move sideways, and I'm like, I'm going to get my dogs out of the backyard. So if these officers here want to come in the backyard, you don't have to shoot my dogs.
Yeah.
And for once, they actually listened to me. I'm like, not the cops, obviously, the dogs. The
Oh,
dogs,
I was like, well, that's nice.
the dogs listen to me, and I'm like, get on, let's go inside. And they both took up the ramp. And so I go in and I close the gate behind me to keep them from coming back out in the yard.
Mm.
And then I go out this way, walking. And as I'm walking to them, I'm sure they see Instagram reels still going because I'm not putting my hands down at all, right?
Smart.
And they're like, walk slow, and I'm like, I am walking slow, but I'll try slower. And I get within like I don't know 4 feet of them, and one of them runs up and he grabs my arm, and they start dragging me down the driveway.
That's crazy.
And
Like,
it,
yeah, and poor Val's inside, just oblivious to all of this.
she
Like,
has
she's
no
just living her best life.
she has no idea any of this is going on. She has no idea any of this is going on. I don't know if she's watching. It was a third. What was it Thursday? I don't know. She was watching football inside, right? So she has no idea this is going on.
Oh
So
my
they get me down to the cop cars, and they're like, "We're going to search you for our protection." I'm like, "That's fine." And I'm thinking, for once, thank God I don't have my pocket knife on me, right? I got nothing on me. And
yeah.
so they pat me down, and I'm like, "Can I ask what's going on?" Or do you just want to put me in a car and I'll shut up? You just tell me what to do. I am going to do whatever there is. I said, just want you to know that if those cops come in and they go up that deck, that black dog is going to be extremely aggressive and they're probably going to end up shooting it. I really don't want you to shoot it. Let me do something with it. Let me get an opportunity to put him away from people if that happens.
Yeah.
And so they were really cool. They're like, okay, all right. So we know we have and I hear multiple cops on the radio. There's an aggressive dog at the fifth wheel trailer, right? Be careful.
Yeah.
There's an aggressive dog. And they're like, do you know so and so? I don't have a clue who you're talking about, man. I don't know anybody out here, hardly. I know people who live like in Toller and in Granbury, but out here, we just moved out here not too long ago. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Well, you're at his house. No, I'm not. Well, he's at your house. No, he's not. No, he's not. My wife is up in that house and that in that trailer, and that is it. It's
Yeah.
me, her, and two dogs. Well, we have, and then they pointed to the neighbor's house, and they go, well, "That's his pickup truck right there." And then like, well, maybe he's in that house. Well, this is the same property. I'm like, no, this is not the same property. This is 590. That's 594.
Could you imagine?
And they're like, what do you mean? I go, this is 590. I go, we had to go through Parker County. Our we have a letter from Parker County that says 911 address information. Your address is 590.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not connected to the house next door? So by this time they're pulling the poor guy out. He's got his like a 2 year old and like a maybe 8 year old. They got them outside. I mean, there's like 15, 20 cops here, right? All except for two dressed in full SWAT gear.
I would be freaking out. Like the fact that you
So
stayed so calm is like a superpower, I feel like.
they
I
had stayed calm. They had guns pointed at me. I would have like got on my knees and kissed their ass if they told me to. They had guns pointed at me. Right? So,
true, but you act so calm. You're like, I'm moving, I'm walking. I would be like, oh my
so of course I'm going to be calm. Look at the teddy bear. That's awesome. Thank you, Forky.
god.
So uh, I was scared to death. I mean, they got guns. They got a lot of guns. They had tear gas stuff. They had you name it, right? And so they're talking to the family next door, and they're talking to me, and they're realizing that hey, maybe. And then they see, look, there's two mailboxes right next to each other. Maybe this is a separate piece of property.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like, can we go in your house? I'm like, yeah, you can go in my house. I don't give a shit. You can go in my house. I go, but I'm guaranteeing my wife doesn't know that
Yeah.
you're out here.
She's
And
gonna be
then
surprised.
and then they all jump on the radios. We have somebody that's in the fifth wheel trailer. Blah 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 blah. I go, and those dogs. That aggressive dog is up on the deck, and you can't get inside without going up on that deck. Either please let me go get him in the yard, or let her come out by herself and get him in the yard. You don't, because we can lock him in that back fence. He doesn't. He can be out of the way.
Yeah.
And they're like, well. I'm like, look. I go, he's old. He's
Yeah.
got dog dementia. He's got sundowners, and he has attacked people before. So if he doesn't recognize you, he will go after you, and then you're going to have to shoot him. And then what's that get? So they're like, okay. So they're like, we'll figure it out. And so I'm like, how about this? How about I call my wife? And I'll be like, I'll tell her to come outside.
There you go. Guess what? No big deal. But
And so
my gosh, I can't imagine. So
and so
what?
they had to go. They had to find the sergeant or whoever was in charge. He says he can call his wife and have her come out. Can we do that? And they're like, yeah, that's a lot easier, don't you think? And so I'm like, before you go in, there are weapons inside the house. There's one up on this shelf in the bedroom. There's one on the shelf on the other side of the room, and then there's a rifle that's on the floor on one side of the bed. And they're like, we don't really care about that. I go, I know you say you don't, but if you're going around digging around and you put your hand somewhere and don't know there's something there and it goes off, I'm going to be in trouble. So I'm telling you where these things are.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, totally understand that.
Yeah.
And so I call Valerie. I'm like, hey, how
I
you?
want a recording of that. I want to hear the recording of that.
I'm like, hey, how you doing? She's like, okay, I need you to come outside. Why? Well, you'll see when you get here. Just when you come out the door, two things. When you come out on the deck, you need to put Danny in the backyard before you come off the deck. Make sure you lock Danny in the backyard. Rascal, I don't care about. Danny gets locked back there though. She's like, okay. And I'm like, oh, the second thing, when you open that door, keep your hands where somebody can see them. What is going on? I need you to do this now. It's really important for you to do it now. Just be calm, get Danny off the deck, and keep your hands where they can see them.
My God.
I mean, you'll see that Valerie's here. She can say if I'm leaving anything out or if I gave better directions. I don't remember really, but I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah.
what I said. I don't think I told her there's 20 cop cars, 20
The
SWAT people
adrenaline's
outside, you
going.
know?
Good Lord. Yeah.
And so I don't think I did because I can remember
Oh, wow.
seeing the door open and I see her come out and her hands are up and she is like as white as a ghost. It's dark, it's almost totally dark out here except for my wife who is sheet white, glowing, radiating white off of her
Oh,
because
wow. I would be too. I would be too. That's so great. That's, yeah.
so I did say SWAT was out there, but not all the cops and cars. Okay. So I was wrong.
Mm.
I just didn't remember. And so Valerie did her thing and she came down and she did get Danny out. And so she gets a little bit out. And I told the guys when I hung up the phone, I'm like, listen, my wife's disabled. She can't walk fast. That's why we have a ramp. Okay. She's going to walk slow.
Yeah.
Don't think she's trying to fight or nothing. She just can't. And so she gets they get her down to the road. What the hell is going on? I don't know. What do you mean? I'm not going to ask. I'm just doing what I'm told. I am standing where they told me to stand.
Not nosy. This moment, I'm not being nosy.
And so they sent cops in the house. They they left the pantry door open. They left any kind of cabinet door open they could find. You know, obviously the dude wasn't in there. All the little like storage bays on the side of the trailer they opened up and to make sure nobody was hiding up inside of there.
Yeah.
Um,
Weren't harboring
turns
people.
out, turns out they had a very very good reason to be here that night.
Mhm.
Very good reason, and a shocking one, especially considering the county we live in. Um, because unfortunately, this crime in this county is not something that gets prosecuted very often. Um,
Mm.
our neighbors, their friend needed a place to stay, and they said, "Sure, come on in, you can stay here, not a problem." And well, it turns out that friend had a warrant out of Fort Worth for our animal cruelty,
Crazy.
and so Fort Worth went to Parker County, where we live, and got the search warrant and got permission. This wasn't like local hillbilly SWAT teams. This was Fort Worth professional full-time SWAT guys that came out here for this raid. And so there was nobody even from Parker County here, not in a Parker County car that was marked Parker County. It was all Fort
Wow.
Worth, and that's who they were looking for, was him. And it
That's crazy.
they they kept us down there for a good hour, making sure they showed us pictures of the guy on their phone. I'm like, dude, I know somebody that got out of that truck because he brought dogs with him, and they let him run, and it caused a fight between the fences with my dogs. But I didn't see the guy. I was getting my dogs inside so there wouldn't be a lot of problem. Um, and but I can't tell you, that
Right.
was who it was. I didn't get introduced to anybody. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm amazed. I am unfortunately amazed. Well, it happened because it's Fort Worth and not because it's Parker County or Hood County. That's why they came
Mhm.
out for somebody for animal abuse. That
Yeah.
would have probably not have happened out here if it had been local counties investigating it, because where
Right.
we live. So, I think Kate said, was it worth it? Um, well,
I don't know. Hopefully they caught him.
they did. They
Good.
did. I
Okay.
can't really go into how they caught him, but
Right.
they did. He was picked up at a hotel probably 35 miles from here,
Mm.
and
That's really
he
far.
it was a massive bond, like $200,000.
Jeez.
And what's sad is some of it
Oh.
he did when he came. He came with two dogs. He came with Tucker, and he came with Deacon.
Mm.
Deacon is a rot, beautiful, beautiful rot, beautiful dog. And then Deacon is like a mutt, like a pointer, like hunting dog mix. It's
Yeah.
funny because like the Deacon or Tucker, the mix, he'll see Rascal out here and he'll point at Rascal, like
That's
foot off the
funny.
ground, tail up,
Yeah.
And that was two of the dogs that have video of him abusing,
Yeah.
and they're the sweetest dogs. They are the sweet, because I'll go over to the fence, and I would lean over, and like the Tucker, the mutt would just come up and lick my face.
Yeah.
And at that point, I
So
didn't
sad.
realize that's what the warrant was for until they all left. They ended up leaving because he wasn't there. And I came back out about 2 hours later because I couldn't sleep because pain insomnia was kicking my ass. And I noticed they had come back. And how I knew it was they parked in our driveway that
Oh.
time and left a cop car running. And so as they were getting ready to leave again, I walked over. I'm like, hey, I don't need specifics, but I really would kind of know what you're looking for.
Right.
Because if it's obviously somebody that's probably not nice or probably has a violent case happening right now, and I need to know what I have to do to keep my place safe and
Yeah,
keep
you're
my
safe.
number one, keep my family safe.
Yeah.
And the
Good.
detective, he was kind of, because I'm going to say detective because he's the only one that had a collared shirt on, and he didn't have bulletproof anything on,
Yeah.
and
Let me see
he
it.
was like, well, it, it's pretty bad. And then this scruff dude, like a undercover, had to be undercover. He had a full grown beard, like a biker beard or biker look to him. And
Nice.
he's like, I saw the video and it's horrendous. It'll make you throw up.
Awful.
And I'm like, okay, like Pete, what the hell? I mean, all right. I'm thinking in my head, where am I going? I have enough of everything to keep my family safe. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And so that's when the detective goes, it has to do with animal abuse. And the undercover guy's like, man, the videos they'll break your heart. And I'm like, I don't get it. Those dogs that he brought are like the sweetest things ever. And he's like, if you saw what that gentleman did to those dogs, you'd realize they're never going to hurt a flea because they're
Right.
terrified.
Terrified. Yeah.
So
He was Susan. That's so sad. I feel like that's, man, animal cruelty charges. And I feel like, to get charged with a felony, I feel like you have to do a lot because there's people who abuse their pets all the time and nothing happens to them. And so it's like for that to happen, it had to be really bad. And that is so sad. I mean, how could you hurt a little precious pup?
yeah,
They're all so freaking cute.
and it's I don't hold my neighbors for anything. I don't hold them. They they've had instances where they've had bad luck and bad things have happened to them, and then they've had puppies that they've adopted that have either gotten sick or have run away. They
Yeah.
remember when we had the bee problem out here? One
Oh
of their
yeah.
dogs got killed by the bees,
Oh yeah.
right?
I remember that.
So I
I
was like,
remember
I
that.
got nothing but love for these neighbors. They're great,
Yeah.
and those kids had to be terrified. And so I was talking to my neighbor. I'm like, so what's up with the dogs? Where are the dogs? Because they're gone. He's like, Fort Worth took them. I'm like, oh no, no.
Oh, sad.
And I'm like, I hope they do the right thing with those dogs and adopt them out because they're terrified.
Yeah.
And long story short, he was able to go sign the full legal adoption papers. The guy surrendered them to Fort Worth, city of Fort Worth, and then so the family next door went ahead and just adopted them.
That's good.
Um, so he won't have any more contact with that dude. He won't have anything. So
That's
so that's
good.
good. Because Tucker,
That's
I love Tucker. Tucker is just like
so
he's
sweet.
awesome. So
Yeah. That's
so
adorable.
I finally have tea, and
You finally got how
until
exciting.
we hear that the cops in where you live point their guns at you, I don't want to say that you have better tea than me.
I will never, hopefully, I will never have better tea than that. Fingers crossed. I would freak out. I would not handle it as calmly as you did, for sure. There's no
They
way.
had how else do you respond?
Sobbing,
Because
crying, like, like hyperventilating.
I responded like, "Don't shoot! I don't want to give you any reason to think that I've done something that you
Yeah,
can pull that trigger." You
that's true.
know, um,
That is
I
true.
I know. No, I mean I feel better now knowing that that was Fort Worth people back there and not volunteer off the street. You've been deputized 2 weeks ago, to be on a SWAT team. Um, but at the same time, I swear to God, it was like this. It was like, "Hello." You know,
Sorry. Just watching Instagram reels, just about me.
I'm standing here with a cigarette and a reel with squirrels and raccoons on it. Going, "Don't shoot me." it
Mind your own business.
was
Gosh.
it was
Yeah.
awesome.
See, you made the first mistake is sitting outside in the dark by yourself. That would never happen for me because I would hear like the twigs breaking or like rustling, and I would be like, somebody's here to kill me, and I would run inside. So I would never be sitting outside in the dark. So
And see, that's what
maybe
I
I'll
do
stop.
though. That when I'm hurting bad at night, if
Yeah.
I do everything I can to clear my head, to get my brain
Yeah.
focused off of what is hurting, right? And so sitting
Mhm.
outside when it's not 110 degrees outside, when it's clear, temperature, it's got a breeze going, that is for me, that's it. That's the best thing. And
It
it
looks like you're the only one because people are with me. We're not sitting outside in the dark because the boogeyman is out there and he will get us.
I don't know, like Heidi just
Oh,
said.
dang it, Shelly. You can't be on Keith's side.
Well, and Heidi brings up a good point that it was good that I was outside. If it had just been Danny outside or just the boys
That's
outside,
true. They would have.
Danny would have gone
Yeah,
ape shit if he'd have seen him.
that's
I saw him
true.
before Danny did, and that's
Yeah.
because Danny's cataracts, right? He can't see 20 feet out past him at nighttime.
Yeah.
Um,
Speak of puppy.
Look at the puppy, the
So
corgi.
cute.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Whoever just sent that.
He's,
Or was that a squirrel? I couldn't tell. Anyway,
he's
um, but that yeah, nighttime I need that peace and quiet. That's why I
yeah.
hated. That's what I hated about Las Vegas is you couldn't go anywhere outside where it was quiet. Even in the suburbs, you couldn't go anywhere where it was quiet. We lived in a nice neighborhood in Vegas, and we had drive-bys 5 blocks from the house. Right. So,
That's
um,
crazy.
yeah. So I don't think it'll keep me from being out here. But it was an interesting. It was interesting. And like
Yeah.
Valerie said, they were once they figured out that we were not involved in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And they were really, the one cop, he was in like uniform, like regular cop attire. He was like really cool with us. He was like, I was like, hey, we're in the grass over in the weeds over here. Can we get out of this? Because the ants and everything get on stand on the road. He's like, oh yeah, get over here. Make yourself, just be careful, because we don't
Yeah.
know what's going on. We don't, whoever we're after isn't, we haven't found him. We don't know. They're still going through the storage units in your unit at your place. And I'm like, dude, I ain't going nowhere. Besides, I'm going behind your car is where I'm going.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, so they were. But interesting though, they didn't ask for my name, my ID, or Valerie's name or Valerie's ID.
That's
No
interesting.
name, no contact information at all.
Huh. That is
But
weird.
I tell you though, that's a good reason. Like your mom always tells you to put clean underwear on when you leave the house because you don't know what happens. It's a reason to keep your house clean because you don't know what's going to happen.
Never know who's gonna pop in. Could be the SWAT team. How exciting. How exciting.
In
Yeah,
this
that's
house,
probably true. They probably looked you up and figured out who you
how?
were that way.
I mean, unless they ran a plate on the car or one of the cars, they
Yeah,
don't have,
probably.
And
Okay, yes.
what's funny is keeping that. I mean, it's like this between Valerie and me, the people that are going to show up unexpected, church ladies, SWAT team. I'll let you pick who's going to bring whichever to the house first, right?
Or who would you rather have? Who would you rather have? That's the real question.
I am so not answering that question.
Uh,
That's 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 not that's not yeah.
yeah.
So I had tea. I finally had tea. Was it worth having AR-15s? No, I know.
You know,
So
it is a good
um,
story.
Forky's here, which that's a good reminder for me to let people know. In case you missed the video earlier today, I finally got off my butt, and Forky's episode from last Thursday night is finally up on YouTube. All the beginning parts with the screens freezing and everything, like all that's cut off of it. So, but it's really cool. Forky's story, Susan's story is a great story to me, and Susan, like every invisible person on this app that I've ever met, they're all heroes because they're able to
Mhm.
take such tragic stuff and learn and then advocate for people, defend themselves, defend others, and help others.
Yeah.
And so there's so much information that can be taken from Susan's story. So if you get a chance, if you're cleaning the house in case SWAT team may show up and you need something in the background, go to
Cut
the
it
YouTube
out.
page and
Yes.
just let it play and just listen because there's a lot of good information on that.
Yeah.
Also,
He's awesome.
our part three, well, technically part three of Intimacy in the Invisible Community is up on the YouTube page as well.
Hey.
Quickly climbing the charts on one of the most watched videos we've ever posted on the YouTube page. Close
Wow.
to, I think it's almost 160 views, which
That's
is a
awesome.
lot. So, a lot of good information in that, a lot of laughter in that as well. And so, it's interesting that intimacy in the invisible community is really one of the most watched things that we've done. You know, um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The most talked about topic for sure. Like even after the lives, I've been talking with some women on here. Just we've still been talking about it and like different things, and so it's definitely something that people resonate with. And
Check those out.
oh my god, I'll show you
Aren't
my
you
phone
like
on. Then I really would
styling?
have been bedazzled out. But it's been a really good topic. It seems like a lot of people have not issues, but like questions and concerns and things. And it's always good to talk it out.
Oh, look at you. Got the whole furry mitts and everything.
You got the cowboy hat. Thank you, whoever that was. You're so sweet.
Um,
So sweet.
so, and what's interesting as well is I think people have said they want a part four. They want to
Yes.
talk about it more again.
Yes.
Um,
I had two or three people mention asking if we were going to do some more. And so I don't know, maybe. I think we're going to leave it up to you guys. Um, I think what our plan is we want you guys to send in your questions or like topics about intimacy. Like, what do you specifically want to talk about, or do you have a specific question or a specific scenario that maybe you're experiencing and you just want to know if other people are experiencing and how they handle it, or if you just have a question or whatever. And so once we get several of those questions or topics, we are happy to do another one. But we are going to kind of rely on you guys to send all that information in and send in your the things you want to know, because we're happy to talk about it for sure.
yeah.
I just don't know
Um,
what you want to talk about.
so, message Amy, message Jennifer, message Kate, message Ricky, if whoever, right?
Yeah.
If you're a dude, you don't want to message the ladies, message me.
Mhm.
But you may have to say, "Hey, Amy, I messaged Keith. Can you tell him to check his messages?"
I can do that.
Um, and as
I do that
Shelly,
all.
I love Shelly. Shelly found out today. What's the best way to reach me? Find you, right? So,
Well, apparently I wasn't easy to reach either today. I've been failing. My phone was on do not disturb the entire day today. So sorry.
so,
I apologize.
but one of the things that about it that I don't think we've maybe in the very first intimacy one we talked about, and you can talk about it more as a more specific is when it's when one partner is sick and the other partner is afraid to even initiate anything because they know their other one's hurting.
Yes.
As the one that's quote unquote sick, how do you tell your partner, don't worry about that, right?
Yeah,
How do you get past that, right?
absolutely. And that's actually something that I mean, I think two or three of us have had a conversation with that we brought up, and I had brought it up and they were like, "Oh my gosh, my husband or my boyfriend said the exact same thing." And it's so, I mean, it's so relevant, especially if like you just had surgery or something. That's when we really went through it. Was he didn't want to hurt me. I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt you. Like I don't want to touch anything that's like sore or whatever. And now we still, for my husband, it's like this very kind of mental thing for him. If he sees me in a lot of pain and like physically looking in pain or walking in pain, he's like, I don't care if I like want to have sex. I am now I don't want to because I know I'm going to hurt you more, because he knows I've told him that I do hurt the next day. That's just the way things go. Like all of us, I think everybody in here said they pretty much hurt the next day. So he's like, you're already in so much pain. Now I don't want to get you in more pain. And it's like it was a conversation that really had to be had where I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if that's hurt, if you're hurting me, if I can't do this. We just have to open the communication. But I think it's, you know,
Look at you.
I love it. Um,
Do you
but
do you do,
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't really planning on talking about it tonight, but do you think a possible way to help it is um, say something like, "I'm going to hurt regardless,"
Mm-hmm.
or or you
Love
got it
it.
again,
I love it, Miss Susan. You're so sweet. Thank you.
or do you just say bring up the whole memory thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I know I'm going to pay a price. Okay,
Right.
so what? I mean, there are certain things in life that I know is going to
It's
cost
gonna,
me,
yes.
and that's kind of where we're at, you know.
Yeah.
And I, that's that's a I could see that. I could see a lot of spouses either not caring it's going to hurt, or to the other end of the spectrum being ultra paranoid,
Very
you
concerned.
know, and because they don't want to hurt their partner,
Yeah.
right? And, where's the medium? You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
where's the medium in it?
Jennifer, you're absolutely right. She said we went through a lot of talking it through. And I think that's so much. And I feel like that's kind of the main theme of like what our other intimacy lives were was just a lot of communication. And as a girl who loved to talk things out, and I could, I could beat a dead horse over and over and over. I can talk about the same thing for years, and it bugs my husband to death. He's like, "Are we still talking about this?" I'm like, "We sure are. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah,
absolutely." But it is communication a lot of the times, and sometimes, you got to have those weird talks, but it worked. Hopefully, it'll work out for the better.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's a
yeah.
lot of talking, and this can be one of the topics that we bring up in it and go more in depth about like what conversations look like and all that thing. And Jennifer, absolutely right. Trust. It's a lot of trust. And, like we said before, it all comes with a cost. Like we're going to hurt tomorrow regardless. So if I was going to hurt at a 5 tomorrow, like if I hurt at a 6 or a 7, is that really that big of a deal for me? Maybe not. I don't know. So,
Maybe would saying, listen, I'd rather, it's going to hurt me to go to the grocery store.
right.
If I had to choose between what's going to hurt me, go to the grocery store or a little for a couple of hours and just,
Right.
what do you think I'm going to choose?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to choose, right?
Hmm.
Now, granted, you need your ice cream. Oh, I got the little birdies. You got your ice. You need your ice cream, and you need your peanut butter crackers. So eventually, you or Zach are going to have to go to the grocery store, right?
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but maybe something like that to approach it.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But message your questions. If you guys want another one, and we want to do it for you,
Yeah.
but
We'd
just
love
give us
to.
some topics of what you want to talk about. 5, 6,
Mhm.
7 topics, right? And message Amy, message Kate, message um, Ricky, Jennifer, me,
Mhm.
and let us put it to, we'll just list them out as they come in,
Yeah.
and we'll do it, and we'll broadcast it a week in advance. Hey, this night we're going to do this,
Yeah.
and so everybody will know well in advance, that we're going to do it again, because
Mhm.
we want to cover topics you guys want to hear about.
Yeah.
There's more to life than SWAT teams, right? There's more to life than everything else, and
Yeah.
I think
No
so.
topic is off limit. I mean, if we can make Keith blush, the better. I was gonna miss my head. If we can make him blush, I mean, the better, right? So I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
yeah, and we were reluctant to do it the first time because nobody's ever had talked about it before. Nobody
Yeah.
had, but we both of us agreed. Well, we often like do those things that nobody else wants to talk about,
Yeah.
and why not?
Why not?
And it works. So we can do that, or if you have topics for other things you guys need to get off your chest.
Yeah.
Maybe do we? I know we still need to do the new normal, and I think we. I'm thinking about doing one. We haven't done like ways to approach ways to approach interviewing a doctor, a new
Mm.
a new provider. We haven't
Yeah.
talked about any of that stuff in forever, and we have a lot of new people.
Yeah.
So if that's something you guys want to talk about, I had a call with a lady today who is working to get into a new provider, and they had a whole bunch of questions. And they're going to call back, and her and I are going to schedule a couple of calls going into that
Okay.
appointment for her.
Okay.
Obviously, I can't guarantee her that this doctor is going to be able to do anything, right?
Right.
But I want to work my ass off to make sure that they are in the best shape they can be going into that process, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Um, Not that I'm an expert, y'all, but I've been through the ringer just like so many other people.
Yeah,
Um, and if I can
absolutely.
help in any way, I will definitely do what I can,
Yeah.
because I want everybody to get better care. That is
Hmm.
that is a true passion of mine. You know, so
Absolutely.
look at that. We're almost at 67 tonight. You
Killing
guys are
it.
killing it again. Can we hit
Awesome.
75 tonight? Maybe. Do we have time? Um, you want to go ahead and talk about victories? And we'll go ahead and, since we have a good sized crowd here, maybe we can get a good number of victories tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Because I am going to be living vicariously. Oh my gosh, look at you. You've got the mittens now. I love that. That's so cute. What is that? Is that a cat or a
I
bunny? I
think
can't
it's a
tell.
cat, isn't it?
Maybe.
Hamster. It says go hamster. Thank you, Sarah. That's what it
That's so
is.
funny. I feel like
So
everybody had a hamster growing up. Those were the weirdest animals.
I like
Anyway,
hamsters. Hamsters are like baby squirrels. Anyway,
I don't know.
random thought.
Not for me. But anyway, I am going to be living vicariously through you guys. So I need you to send lots of victories. Okay. So I'm counting on you guys. And I still have my sound machine. So if there's a really good victory, we're gonna pop something out here. I don't know which button I'm gonna hit, but we're gonna hit something. So let's send out our victories. What is something that you have done today or this past week that is a victory for you? It can be very, very small or it can be huge, like a unicorn doctor or going on a vacation. It can be whatever you want it to look like. And we are going to congratulate you and celebrate you. So this is your time to have like a whole room of applause. It's so
Hmm.
fun. So
So yeah, because
yeah,
I need to live through you guys today.
I'm stealing from you guys right now. I need your victories, please.
I had a major failure with them due to migraines. And
Yeah.
I think, how does my mask work? My mask must be working because I don't think anybody can see where it's actually at tonight, but it's there. I
Blue
didn't go to
dot.
my I did not go to my CT scan today, and
Mm,
I canceled my doctor's appointment tomorrow because I didn't go. So I need something positive. I love this first one. This is a huge one that's near and dear to my heart. Advo said I moved back close. I moved back close to my family, 9 hours away.
that's so
Y'all,
cool.
Advo, with
So
all of
cool.
the things that have happened and all the horrendous diagnoses, when the hurricane hit Houston last,
That was hard.
without power, without all that stuff,
Yeah.
and now Advo's back to where she's got her family's a lot closer to her and everything, and support is there. That is just,
Huge.
I am so happy for you and so ecstatic
So
for you
huge.
that you were able to make that happen.
Yes.
Bless said bone density test, given a pen to do injections daily for daily. You have to stab yourself daily for 3 months.
I'm sorry, sis.
Wow.
Thanks.
Yikes.
But I'm glad you got a bone density test. Those are
Yeah,
really important. Very
that
important.
is. Susan, my victory. I have family visiting and I'm up today. That is awesome.
I
That
bet
is
you're
awesome.
making wonderful memories too. I hope you're making wonderful memories.
I hope that it's good family because we currently have somebody in here that's family's visiting and it's not,
That's true.
not
Slight
exactly
difference.
positive.
That's
Um,
amazing.
let's see. Um, Sarah, Jonah came home for dinner tonight. My heart is full. That is awesome.
Oh, that's amazing.
Forky, I didn't
Love
tell
it.
Nata Healthcare to F off today. You could have told him to F off today. That would have been an invisible, no more approved thing to do, by the way.
We approve of effing off and throat punching around here. So, if you
Yes.
need to tell somebody that or throat punch them, we support you. We do.
Jennifer, I made 2 appointments, one e-visit, one an hour away. No idea how I did it, but it's done.
It's a lot of energy.
Congratulations on pushing through and getting that taken care of. Leslie
Miss
walked away
Leslie,
from a car accident. Leslie, are you really back in the ER? Why didn't you tell me?
that
Did I
you
miss
want to
that?
be. I'm so glad you
No.
weren't
It
severely hurt.
says, no, it says she's sitting in the ER. Are you really in the ER? Did I
No,
miss a text message today that you're back in the ER from that car
no, no,
wreck?
no, no, no. I thought you. Goodness gracious. Well, poo poo.
I hope you're
We're gonna send you
okay.
all the good vibes. We're sending you all the good vibes that nothing is gonna be wrong.
Yeah,
No, 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 nothing wrong. Not for Miss Leslie.
not for Leslie. Yeah,
No, no,
Leslie,
no.
whenever there's an issue that we're going to talk about that involves mental health, Leslie's my go-to. Leslie's a rock star. Leslie researches, she knows it because that's what she does. And then Leslie's my go-to because she'll research whatever mental health stuff I need. And It's always great information. And so you
Mhm.
also know Leslie has a great heart. Leslie has a heart that's a lot like mine. Leslie works with the homeless, and
Mhm. Sweet
she's
lady.
got a that's tough. Trust me,
So
that's tough.
sorry.
Elizabeth says, I'm 73 and my hubby decided that I would retire from 30 plus years of nursing.
Oh my gosh.
Man, I
That's
bet you have
amazing.
seen some change in 30 years of nursing. Did you have to wear the little paper thing when you started? I bet the changes in nursing have been just amazing in the last 30 years.
My husband was calling me.
Oh,
Rude.
I was like, did the puppy do something? Did the puppy eat a cord? You know? So,
What happened?
um, so did I miss anything else? If I missed something, retype it because these things like they jump really, really fast and I miss a lot of them. So,
That's
um,
so cool.
Lugnut, I had a great psychiatrist appointment. She listened very well. That's it. Isn't it good to know you can go
That's
somewhere and get
awesome.
listened to?
I
I
know. What
mean,
a nice. That's
so
amazing. Especially the new appointment where you like just met them. That is always a good sign, but that's not always what we get.
no,
So
it,
that's awesome.
it's not. Rebecca said that she had an interesting hospice visit interaction today. Rebecca, I hope that's interesting as in positive.
Yeah.
I hope,
Hopefully not
you
interesting
know,
bad.
because
But I would
that's
understand
good.
if it was. Yeah.
Nina, I
That's
confirmed
awesome.
scheduling for Long Vid Clinic in March. Been waiting forever. I hate
That's
that you have to wait
amazing.
till March, but I'm glad that you're able to finally get it. That is
Yeah.
awesome, you know.
Those long
Um,
waits are hard.
so
Long waits are
uh,
hard.
Kate says insurance isn't fighting my doctors, just approving. There you go.
Hallelujah.
That is awesome. I said Kate. I should. Kate, you need to change your name to Terminator so everybody knows who you are because you got
You are
those
no
new.
longer Kate.
You have the
That's
new
not your name
cool
anymore.
exoskeleton braces,
Yeah.
you know,
You're super
and
Kate.
you know. So Rebecca said that she would share her interaction. That's a lot of really good victories just in 2 days. Well,
That's
from Tuesday until
amazing.
today, right? That's awesome.
Yeah. That's
That is
awesome. Thank you
good. Thank you for
guys.
sharing those because I felt
Thank
like
you for
crap missing
sharing.
the CT because I got to get it done for my kidney stones. I saw my therapist today and
Oh, good.
I hadn't shared with her my um, my experience with the urologist who walked in and said before he told me his name, he told me I had cancer, and she was livid.
Oh, I bet.
She was livid.
Yeah.
She's like, "How did you take it?" I'm like, "Well, I just kind of blew it off." I go, but until later, I really started to process how big of an idiot he was. And
Yeah.
she's like, "What if you?" She said, "What if you?" She goes, "No, no, no. I'll just be honest. My family has a history of cancer. So if that doctor didn't know me from Adam, like he didn't know you, and that's the first thing you said to me, she's like, I'd have just blown up, you
Yes.
know?
That's
So,
exactly right. Absolutely.
um,
Like, or what if you had had cancer previously? And,
yeah,
or if you just had medical PTSD? Like, that's crazy
yeah,
stuff. Even if you think that, like, don't say it out loud. Like, those are inside thoughts sometimes. And we need to keep those inside.
yeah. She's pushing me to file a complaint with the hospital system where he's
Yeah.
assigned to.
I mean, that wouldn't be the worst idea. Because, I
I
mean,
don't
yeah,
know.
like she said, I mean, it's just,
I don't know. I found out today that our wonderful hospital here no longer has a neurology department.
oh,
They got rid of the whole department. And I found out
that's
that they've
nice.
never had one on call for ER. They've only had one on call from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. So they had
Not
if they
legal.
needed a consult, they had to call a third party consult to get yeah to answer questions.
Yeah, it is. I feel like that would be more expensive.
Yeah, but you know this is what 90% not 90 60% of this town are all gray hairs, right? They're all like us. They're all over 55, and as we get older, you start developing things like Parkinson's or Alzheimer, where you need that type of a doctor.
Yeah.
And now they don't have one. Now you
Yeah.
have to drive to Fort Worth to 45 minutes minimum to get to see a neuro.
That's
So
crazy. Yeah. I
I
know,
don't
right?
know.
'Cause how do they not have one? That's crazy. Like, just to, like, yeah, I guess you could call a third party, but it's like not to have somebody on call there. Like, if you get a trauma, are you gonna be like, I'm sorry, the guy's 45 minutes away, so he's on his way. Just deal with your brain bleed, you'll be fine. Like, he's on his way.
Yeah,
Like, that's just mind
that's
blowing. I mean, I
welcome
guess
to
that's, you know, probably, I
welcome
mean,
to.
I guess maybe it's not as uncommon in rural areas, but it's
It's
still
crazy.
fun.
This hospital, I need to bring the stats one night for a live. You guys would be amazed. It's ranked consistently in the top 10 in the nation as the most expensive, one of the most expensive hospitals in the country. Um, they
Wow.
hire more collections folks than they do social workers. Um, yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
brutal, and the level of anyway. Don't get me down that rabbit hole. Um, so you
Crazy.
probably can't see, but it's pretty cool back there. So
I don't know.
anyway,
I was like, your background looks pretty cool tonight with the blues and the blacks.
wonder. Let's try here.
Looks
Hang
pretty
on.
cool.
Let's see if this helps. Now can you see? That
That
looks
looks
better to me.
that
You
looks
know.
cool.
Now I gotta see how to plug my light back in the dark. Give me a minute. I'll work on that.
See, now that you don't think that's creepy sitting like that in the dark?
No, it's gorgeous.
Oh
Oh
my gosh.
wow, that's
That's
bright.
like the perfect plot to a murder movie right there.
No, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous out here
Well,
like
until you
that.
get guns pointed at you.
But
I'm
they're
too much of
police
a scaredy
guns.
cat to do
They're
that.
police guns. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm
So
too much of a scaredy cat.
yeah,
No,
I don't
thank
know.
you.
This is what I love. This is what I grew up with. This was outside of Macon, Georgia when I was all the way through fifth grade. This is what we did. We
Yeah.
sat outside. I'd love to have a bonfire going, you know,
That would be
and
nice.
just sit. And Elizabeth, yes, there are mosquitoes. I am getting eaten up. I forgot to bring my spray out with me. At least I put jeans on before I came out. I did do that, so that's kind of
You need to
that's
get
kind of
one of
nice.
those like little, I can't remember what it is. It's like this little machine that has like some type of canister that you turn on and it's supposed to like emit something to where you don't have mosquitoes. Do you have that? Or are you just not using it?
No, but I probably could have lit the mosquito candle when we got started tonight
That that
instead
would
of
have been cool.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
that would probably be helpful.
There's sometimes I'm amazed that I know how to breathe, you know?
Thermocell, yes, Ms. Nini. That's what it's called. I have one of those. It works really well. I don't sit outside very often, clearly. But when I
I
do
don't
sit
know.
outside,
I like my citronella. It works. So,
good thermocell.
do you have anything else for us tonight, Queen?
Oh my goodness. No, I am I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I need a break like so many of you guys. I know we are all just struggling along this road. But thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for being my distraction and helping me forget about my pain for a little bit. I really appreciate that. Um And thank you guys for just being this awesome community. Like all the victories tonight were so good. There was so many good victories. And I love when you guys share them and I just love congratulating you guys, but like your victory is my victory sometimes. And it's so cool. So um oh the pet she is fast asleep on this floor. I was afraid the little dog was just gonna be like wandering around the room the whole time and I didn't know what she was going to be doing. She is fast
Well,
asleep. I'll pick her up in a second.
you pick her up
Um,
because I want to see her too one more time. So, while you're
thank
doing
you
that,
all. I love you all so much.
while Amy's finding the puppy, I want to say thank you again and echo exactly what Amy just said. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for helping us get through our night, our Thursday night, a little bit better. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Um, and if you could, please, if you want an intimacy part four, start messaging the suggestions. Because the sooner we get five or six, seven suggestions, we'll do it, and we'll let everybody know. We'll get the word out early that we're going to do it. We'll so we can have another great conversation. I think everybody that's been for these here for these things, it's been done with fun. It's been done with laughter. It's not sad. It's not heartbreaking or anything like that. It's a good time. So
Yeah.
You can message Amy, Kate. That's Tucker next door.
I
You
know.
can message Amy, Kate, Ricky, Jennifer, myself with those things. You can email me, keithcpp@gmail.com. If you have questions about how do you get ready to see a new doctor, email me,
Yeah.
keithcpp at gmail.com. Thank you for the hearts. And yeah, I look forward to doing another intimacy.
Yeah.
Forky Susan's video is up on the YouTube page. Please give it a check. Check it out. It's really good. And I hope everybody has a great night. I hope tomorrow is a better day, at least a little bit better for everybody. And if you need something, just let us know. Till then, y'all, till Tuesday. We'll see ya. Good night, Pop. Good night,
Bye.
Queen. Y'all be safe. See ya. Peace.
Yeah. Love you guys.